how many of you would like to have a strong, vibrant, significant marriage that is sustainable and profitable? Now, if you were actually here, I'd ask you to turn to your neighbor and ask them if I just asked a no-duh question. Let me see if I can ask you a better question. What do you and your spouse really want out of your relationship? Now, if you are watching them with them right now, or if you're brave enough, and or both, really, work up a conversation in which you can ask that of them. Go ahead, converse with them. It's okay. No one is really listening into your conversation right now. And if you really want a house that exemplifies real success in faith, family, and freedom, then I suggest that you listen in as I share some attitudes that kind of just creep in to any family in regards to what they think is success. I will also share one main point. I don't want to overload people. I want to share one main point about how you can actually fix those false attitudes of success that just kind of creep in. According to Gary Chapman and Gandhi, at least, this is one method by which you can actually fix those things. Now, lean into the screen with me, especially if you're watching this with your spouse. I want to have you ask them a question, but I don't want to say it too loud, okay? So I'll lean into, and I'll share it with you, so that everyone around me doesn't really need to hear this. But I want to say it pretty loud, but there's no one here but me, so I guess I don't have to talk real loud. But here's the question. I don't think you're really close enough yet to the screen. So lean in a little bit more. Now, if you are doing this with your spouse, if you're watching this with your spouse, don't get so close that you hit each other's heads. But get close enough so that you could whisper this question in their ear, okay? Are you ready? Well, I'll give you about 5 more seconds to get into that screen, really close. And then get close enough again so you can whisper this in their ear, one at a time though, okay? Don't both of you talk at the same time. It just doesn't work. You've got to talk, one person, one person listen, okay? Now, here's the question. Are you ready? What does it mean to have a successful and growing marriage? Go ahead. Whisper that sweet question into your spouse's ear. Nice job. Now listen for their answer, okay? What did you hear? Did it have to do with that special feeling? Or how about that certain level of income? How about the castle? Woohoo! Or was it a sense of being a powerful couple in your community based upon some level of achievement? Or did you hear about the kids and leaving a legacy? Or did you just hear about leaving behind the toys? What was it that you heard? Go ahead. Tell them what you heard. I'm sure they'll be eager to hear what you heard, and then clarify if there's any misunderstandings, okay? Good job, you guys. Now, switch roles and do that process again. It takes 2 to tango, and it takes 2 to talk about what you really want out of a relationship in order to make it a successful one. Now that you've had a little bit of fun, I hope. I mean, at least I was trying to think, how would I do this if Shannon were right beside me, right here? How would I do this? Well, the reality is, we've talked about it, and we even started out our dating life on the topic of purpose, vision, adventure, lifelong love, values, and how do we want to be, and how do we really want to live? But we need to remind ourselves of that and keep pursuing it while realizing what success isn't and what it is for our marriage that is indeed coming up. Now, I have a few thoughts on this based upon the book of John Maxwell's called Attitude 101, in which he shares a section called Wrong Attitudes About Success. Even if you avoid the train of thinking that success means being like some other person, you might still have a wrong attitude about success. Many people wrongly equate it with the achievement of some sort, while arriving at its destination or attaining a goal. Here are several of the most common misconceptions about success. Number one. Now, get your notebook. Oh, I forgot to mention that earlier. Get your notebook, get your pencil, get your pen, get your iPad, get your device, whichever it is that you take notes with, because this is going to be some really key material for you. Wealth. Probably the most common misunderstanding about success is that it is some level of having money. Now, a lot of people believe that if they accumulate wealth, they'll be successful. But wealth doesn't eliminate all the current problems, and it introduces many new ones. Wealth does not bring contentment or success. Number two, that special feeling. Another misconception is that people who have achieved success when they feel successful or happy. But trying to feel successful is probably even more difficult than trying to become wealthy. The continual search for happiness is the primary reason that so many people are actually miserable. If you make happiness your goal, you are almost certainly destined to fail. You will be on a continual roller coaster, changing from successful to unsuccessful with every single mood change. Life is uncertain, and emotions aren't stable. Happiness simply cannot be relied upon as a measure of true success. Now, if I may, let me just state this about that special feeling in regards to marriage. Now, I am not talking about that loving feeling that was popularized in 1964 by the Righteous Brothers, that has as the chorus, in case you need to be reminded. You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips, and there's no tenderness like before in your fingertips. You are trying hard not to show it, but baby, I know it. You lost that lovin' feeling. Whoa, that lovin' feeling. Whoa, you lost that lovin' feeling. And now it's gone. Nope. I'm definitely not talking about that. Nor am I talking about the more modern movie, really, that's called The Notebook. It was released in 2004, based off of the novel written by the same title from 1996. Seems like it's a little while ago now. I actually remember 1996, though, so it can't be that far ago. Well, maybe you know the movie more than you do the song. But either one of them talks about that love and feeling, but at least one of them ends in a more romantic manner. Now, if you really want to know which one it is, you've got the internet at your fingertips, and, well, you can actually figure it out. What I am meaning in marriage by that special feeling, though, is one that we in Simbas talk about. Finding your true soulmate, and not just your lover. For the feelings of being in love will change, as you know full well, if you've been married or dating very long. Those feelings change. And that is a whole nother topic that we cover with Inside a Symbis. Now this is a real spicy one, so make sure the little ones are away. You don't want them to hear this. It could be kind of spicy. When we talk about it in Symbis, we actually talk about the triangular theory of love. Now doesn't that just get your crank going, man? The triangular theory of love. Well, the fact of the matter is, it is a fun subject. But on the topic of finding your soulmate, you are finding that person who you can truly have a wonderful shared adventure with a deep purpose that wells up from deep within both of you, hopefully during the dating process. If not then, you may be like Ryan and Ashley. Although they started out really, really well, according to Drs. Les and Les Parrott, founders of Symbis. Ryan and Ashley did everything they could do to stack the odds of a strong marriage in their favor. They went through premarital counseling, adjusted faulty expectations, learned how to communicate effectively, practice solving or conflict resolution, and much more. They read books about marriage. They attended seminars and even had an older couple that mentored them for their first year in marriage. Ryan and Ashley took marriage very seriously, and their efforts were indeed paying off, at least for the time being. It seemed like they had a growing marriage. At least that's how I take what the parents said. We are very much in love, Ashley told Drs. Les and Leslie Parrott. But sometimes I feel like we're just going through the motions. Yeah, said Ryan, we're definitely in love. But sometimes that relationship feels a little, I don't know, kind of empty. I guess like there should be a deeper connection. Ryan and Ashley, in many aspects, were a model couple. They did all the things healthy couples do. They were psychologically astute, emotionally balanced, and kept their relationship in working order. But their hearts continued to be restless, longing for something more, something deeper. Ryan and Ashley, knowing it or not, were yearning to be soulmates. What did Ryan and Ashley learn? They learned that marriage is not a machine that needs routine maintenance to keep it functioning. But it is a supernatural event founded upon a mutual exchange of holy pledges. Above all, marriage is a deep, mysterious, and unfathomable endeavor. Maybe you are like them and are discovering that a marriage needs to develop that innate bond, which is not just for comfort, not just for pleasure. There's that triangular theory of love, but it's also for deep meaning. Maybe you go day by day with the same thing, just going through the motions, with some being really successful, and well, others not so successful. Maybe you start wondering, is there more meaning than this? Then you realize that for a marriage to work, you must develop a deeply shared spiritual pursuit in your marriage. While every individual must come to an understanding of life's meaning alone, couples must also discover the meaning of their marriage together. And that is where John and Stacey Eldridge talk about the shared adventure in both Wild at Heart and at Captivating. The process, according to Symbis, is the birthing of a marriage that is very much like a living being born from two people and the soul of your new marriage that needs nourishment. Sharing a life's ultimate meaning with another person in the spiritual call of soulmates, says Drs. Les and Leslie Parrott, and every couple must answer the call or risk a stunted, undeveloped marriage. Like yeast in a loaf of bread, spiritually, will ultimately determine whether your marriage rises successfully or falls disappointingly flat. The spiritual dimensions of a marriage is the practical source of food for marital growth and health. No single factor does more to cultivate oneness and the meaningful sense of purpose in a marriage than a shared commitment to spiritual discovery. It is the ultimate hunger of our souls, says Drs. Les and Leslie Parrott. That, my friends, is the deep, special feeling in marriage. That special or loving feeling is not some faked thing that you're just trying to materialize. The number 3 thing that John Maxwell goes on to share that are wrong attitudes about success ties specifically to people that think worthwhile possessions can bring them success. John himself found out that success never can come as the result of something he wanted. That success or that special possession, such as a castle, only provided at best a temporary feeling of success. So it wasn't true success. The 4th thing that John states, that power doesn't equate to success. In the book, Attitude 101, John gives a quote from Charles McElroy, who joked once, "Power is usually recognized as an excellent short-term antidepressant." John went on to say, this statement contains a lot of truth, because power often gives the appearance of success, but even then, it's only temporary. 5th thing that is a wrong attitude about success is that success and achieving success leads to the destination disease. Success, rather than a destination, is a journey. A journey of what then, especially in marriage? This, my friends, goes back to the discussion of the soulmates, as success is knowing your purpose in life, living to your maximum potential, and sowing seeds into others that benefits them. Now, in marriage, success is knowing your purpose in the marriage at a deep, deep, deep level. Then, in marriage, it's living to reach your maximum potential that was given to you as a couple through the unique blend into one that will then in turn sow seeds into others around you. That, my friends, is called kingdom work, as exemplified in Kingdom Man, Kingdom Woman, and Raising Kingdom Kids by Dr. Tony Evans. Now, in marriage, serving one another starts to fill that love tank quite a bit for some of us. Now, as Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Why not seek to serve your mate with gladness? Psalm 100, 1 through 2 says, "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing." At the beginning of our time together, I told you I would share with you a good way to counteract the ways that false success can creep into your marriage. I will now share with you what that is and the thing to do that will result in a healthy marriage. What again was my definition of success? Success is knowing your purpose in life, reaching your maximum potential, which in turn will sow seeds in others that will benefit them. Now in marriage, it is knowing what you are on mission about as a couple and living into that purpose. And in turn, that needs to sow seeds into others that will benefit them. Why not start this process of sowing seeds in others that will benefit them by serving your spouse? Dr. Gary Chapman says that a healthy marriage will include a positive attitude of service between a husband and a wife. She will want to do things for him, and he will want to do things for her. But how do you know what things to do? You simply ask questions. Do you recall what I said to you at the beginning of this devotional? I had you lean into the screen as much as you could, especially if you were watching this with your spouse. Now, get close to each other again, will you? Again, one at a time, and really listen to the other person. Ask the following: what is one thing I could do for you this week or this weekend, now that it's going to be the weekend, that would make your life easier? Then when they tell you what that is, respond with, "I will seek to do that for you." Gary Chapman goes on to say, "All true service must be given freely, so the choice to do what your spouse suggests still rests with you." But now at least you have a concrete idea of how to invest your time and energy in a way that they will appreciate. When you choose to do what your spouse has requested, you are serving Christ by serving the one you love. The first verse of Psalm 100 reminds us that we are called to serve with gladness, serving God, whether directly or through serving others. It can be a joyful and very energizing experience, and I certainly know it can bring blessings. It is the road to greatness, and it will also give you that growing marriage that I asked you about in my very first sentence. Is a growing marriage with your soulmate what you really want out of your relationship? Is that part of a strong, vibrant, significant marriage that is sustainable and profitable? I know I do. And that is something that Shannon wants for us as well. Now, let me tell you how much she wants that for us. I am also the caretaker of this apartment building that I live in. Through that, I've gotten to know basically everybody that lives here. I do have the regular responsibilities of upkeep, mopping, cleaning, vacuuming, cleaning the handrails, the windows, the doors, all those such things. Fun things, you know. This last Sunday, I was doing the duties here in the building with the backpack vacuum on, and I was doing the stairs. It wasn't out of the ordinary until I felt that vibration, you know, from my phone. I looked at it, and well, you know, most of us then will look at it for a second or two to figure out who it was. Well, I was coming down the stairs, which I've done many times over. And I've even done it while looking at my phone before. Well, this time the text was actually from Shannon, and I was proceeding to try and read it. But I missed that last step, and well, landed on my side, having rolled my right ankle pretty dang decently. That night, I was actually over at Shannon's place, and I told her what I had all done. I even showed her, and it was swollen for sure. At that point, she went into what I call mother mode, because that's just what it reminded me of. It reminded me, in a sense, of my mother. Now, you take care of that tonight when you get home. Take it easy on your ankle this week. I'll help you clean your building on Wednesday night. My response was, I will get home and I will put it on ice and I'll take the ibuprofen to help with the swelling. I went on to thank her for doing that for me so that I could keep getting it better. I also told her how fortunate I was to have not hit my head or landed on my back or anything like that. We both praised God it was not any worse than it was. So 2 nights ago now is Wednesday night. She came over here for supper, which was actually provided from another person in the building who has given me some of their abundance. After we ate, I showed Shannon what I was going to be sharing with you right now because I had it partially written. Now she contributed actual insights into this, which was fun to do. I was blessed by what she added, and if you could ever figure out exactly what it was she added, it would find out that it would bless you too. So then she went to go do the vacuuming in the building. All 3 floors, all 3 stairways. And while she was doing that, I continued for a while putting together this presentation. But then she sent me a text just to check in with me. I knew I ought to go find her and give her some water, like I normally do when she is helping out. I usually make sure we each drink enough water so we can keep going. After that, I told her I would do the doors, windows, railings, and appliances. We both did the mopping eventually, just in different locations. Now, after we were all done, we rejoiced and shared a great cup of hot chocolate, since we both like doing that together. We made whipping cream per se, because Shannon knew how to do that, and I just followed her instructions, so there's a hint for you guys. We then sat at the table for a while, drinking and visiting with each other about our day, as well as we sat on the couch for a brief little while. Put this on top of how we are getting together last night to go over our own Simbas process that we are seeking to help others with. And then I asked her yesterday if there was anything else I could do for her yet this week or weekend that would make her life easier. I asked her if she would let me know. And she said she would definitely let me know. I don't know about you, but I think we're doing what Dr. Gary Chapman, as well as what Gandhi has said, Or, as the John Maxwell Team DNA says, we value people and add value. We show forth importance, worth, and a high regard for each person we meet on a daily basis. We, Shannon and I, are also certified coaches with the John Maxwell Team. And we seek to model consistency in our character, in our values, and our attitudes to those that we interact with, which includes each other, of course, as we build our future marriage together. We are seeking to exceed expectations in all areas of our life. Not just what we do for our jobs, but also what we would do in volunteer capacities, which we would also do through serving nonprofits and through serving businesses. We are willfully growing in our personal development, each of us, so that we can be a real success on our greatest stage and beyond. We are seeking to equip others by serving them, preparing them, and supplying them with the tools necessary for successful and meaningful life and leadership. We are living more intentionally on daily course of action that is consistent with our core values, beliefs, giftings, and purpose in life, which is to help other people excel in faith, family, and freedom, so they can be a real R relationships, E equipping, A attitude, L leadership success on the stage of life that matters most, their front door. We seek to lift others up through a conscious, intentional, and active engagement process, seeking to inspire, motivate others to live as they are called to live in Christ. We seek to demonstrate a positive can-do attitude in that we are cheerful, optimistic, generous, and constructive with our mindsets. We seek to keep that on the forefront of our mind, and we seek to renew our minds daily based upon what we read, what we listen to, what we speak, and what we talk about with each other. We also seek to help other people and come alongside of them and nurture transformation. And we do that by literally coming alongside of them in order to identify, envision, inspire, and guide needed change in that it creates a long and lasting difference in their lives. We pray for others, and as we are led, help others around us. This is just what Shannon and I do. It's not always easy to do these things, but we are making headway on it, and we could not be happier right now. I hope you've answered the following questions. Lean into each other again, you guys. You know the drill by now. Get close to your mate and ask them, what do you really want our marriage to be like? What is our purpose for having gotten married? What is that great adventure that you are to actually live into as a couple? If you take the time to go through these and then serve one another in reaching your purpose that you are called to walk therein, you will be that real success on the stage of life that matters most. And you will start sowing seeds into others that you can truly help them to become then who they are meant to be. Shannon and I are very excited about what's coming on February 14th. It's Valentine's Day, but that's not totally why we're excited. But at 1:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, here in the US, we're going to be presenting something online, right on this Facebook page that you're looking at right now. What do we have coming on that day? Your Simbus adventure awaits. What a great day to introduce others to the topic of having an adventure that can have lifelong love if it's set up the right way, like Ryan and Ashley did. We also seek to help those of you who might be hitting that rock in the road and are looking to eliminate that rock to smithereens, as we can work with that type of situation through the Simbus process also. We are also serious about doing Simbus with other couples, as we have found it to be a very, very valuable tool to our growing future in 2021, marriage. Check out the event on the events tab on Facebook here, or it'll soon be on Eventbrite and LinkedIn and my other social media outlets as well. I will also be working on finalizing this weekend the family and parenting program that I will be offering later this month. That, on top of doing the transformation tables by John Maxwell on the Change Your World book. I'm doing a private table on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. If you want more information about that one, message me. Or if you want to join the public one, you'll have to go to changeyourworld.com and go through the assessment process, and then find my one on Monday night at 8 o'clock Central Time Zone. I'm also looking at doing masterminds on the Strong Mothers, Strong Sons book, also Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters. Needless to say, there is a lot going on here to offer families to be exceptional and to have real success. On top of all of that, I also offer families great health and wellness products, new ones that came out with wonderful, trendy products, which I will be telling you all about here on the next time I'm on. It is an incredible opportunity that I have to help families, help them be well in their own lives and in helping them to develop a potential future through a business opportunity if they'd like it. That's a lot going on here with Solid Rock Life and Family Coaching. But Shannon and I are here to help you and your organization, especially if you're a nonprofit that wants to work with families. We would love to interact with you, possibly come speak for your organization. Reach out to me if you'd like, and we will take it from there so that we can figure out when we could come serve you in your organization. As always, you are blessed to be a blessing. Let's go and live into what we are called to walk therein. We are here, Shannon and I, to help other people excel in faith, family, and freedom, so they can be a real, R-E-A-L, success on the stage of life that matters most, your front door. Now let me double check and see if there are any comments here on my Facebook page. Because like I told you many times before, I love the interaction with people. And I know beyond any shadow of a doubt that eventually I will have people who ask questions on my Facebook page. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to put them into the chat section and or put a comment underneath the video now. Thank you, you guys. It's been my pleasure to serve you. Have a wonderful night. Until I'm back on again, you are blessed to be a blessing. Catch you later. Bye-bye.